Hey folks, just a quick reminder before we get started. If you want to stay ahead of severe weather and get the latest updates, make sure you follow Sky Alert USA. That way, you won't miss this or any of our future videos. Alright, let's dive in. Good evening everyone, and welcome to Sky Alert USA. This is your comprehensive weather update for Sunday, December 28th, 2025. We are tracking a dangerous and rapidly intensifying winter storm system that is currently impacting millions of Americans and Canadians across North America. What we're witnessing today is one of the most significant winter weather events of the holiday season, bringing a deadly combination of heavy snow, freezing rain, dangerous ice accumulation and Arctic air that is plunging temperatures to life-threatening levels. As we close out 2025, Mother Nature is reminding us of winter's full force. Multiple weather warnings remain in effect across at least 10 U.S. states and 6 Canadian provinces, with conditions that are making travel extremely hazardous and creating dangerous situations for residents across the continent. This is not a typical winter storm. This is a high-impact weather event that demands your immediate attention and preparation. All right. Let's get into the current situation across the United States. The Northeast region has been hit particularly hard over the past 48 hours. New York City recorded its most significant snowfall since January 2022, with Central Park measuring 4.3 inches of accumulation. While this may not sound extreme, the combination of snow, sleet, and freezing rain created treacherous conditions throughout the tri-state area. The storm system, described by meteorologists as an Alberta Clipper on steroids, swept through the region with remarkable intensity. New York Governor Kathy Hochul declared a state of emergency for more than half of the state, urging residents to delay travel plans. The I-95 corridor experienced significant disruptions, with nearly 8 inches of snow reported in some areas between Friday and Saturday. Areas north and east of New York City saw the heaviest accumulations, with some locations in upstate New York, Connecticut, and Massachusetts recording between 5 and 10 inches of snow. The situation became even more dangerous when freezing rain moved into the equation. Ice accumulation of up to a quarter inch has been reported across eastern New York, parts of Connecticut, and Massachusetts. Winter weather advisories remain in effect for ice accumulation, particularly north and west of New York City, where motorists and pedestrians are being warned of extremely slippery conditions. The impact on air travel has been severe and widespread. As of Saturday evening, flight tracking services reported more than 1,500 flight cancellations across the United States, with an additional 3,600 delays. The major airports in the New York metropolitan area, John F. Kennedy International, LaGuardia, and Newark Liberty International, have been the hardest hit, collectively accounting for over 700 cancellations. The situation cascaded across the country, with Philadelphia, Detroit, and Atlanta airports also experiencing significant disruptions. The Transportation Security Administration has warned that December 28th is expected to be the busiest travel day of the holiday season, with approximately 2.86 million passengers anticipated to pass through security checkpoints nationwide. This represents a potential record, surpassing last year's peak of 2.85 million travelers. The combination of high travel demand and severe weather has created a perfect storm for holiday travelers trying to return home or head to New Year's celebrations. While the northeast begins to recover, attention has now shifted dramatically westward to the upper Midwest and Great Lakes region, where a powerful winter storm is rapidly intensifying. The National Weather Service has issued warnings that this system will bring some of the most dangerous conditions of the entire season. Arctic air is descending into the plains, followed by what meteorologists are describing as a potent winter storm that will track from the upper Midwest through the Great Lakes from Sunday night into Monday. This is not hyperbole. We are looking at potentially catastrophic conditions in some areas. Blizzard warnings have been issued across portions of the upper Midwest, with forecasters predicting more than a foot of snow in many locations. Michigan's Upper Peninsula could see snowfall totals exceeding 12 inches, while whiteout conditions from blowing snow are expected to make travel not just difficult, but potentially impossible in many areas. The wind component of this storm cannot be overstated. Gusts are expected to reach 50 to 60 miles per hour across much of the affected region, with some areas potentially seeing gusts up to 70 to 100 miles per hour. These powerful winds will combine with heavy snowfall to create near-zero visibility conditions. The National Weather Service has explicitly warned that travel will be treacherous or impossible in many areas. Perhaps the most dangerous aspect of this weather system is the extreme cold that is accompanying it. Bitter wind chill values are being forecast across the northern plains that are truly life-threatening. Parts of North Dakota are expecting wind chills to drop as low as -35 degrees Fahrenheit, while northern Minnesota could see wind chills reaching -25 degrees or colder. This level of cold is not just uncomfortable, it is genuinely dangerous. Frostbite can occur on exposed skin in as little as 10 minutes under these conditions. The National Weather Service has urged residents in affected areas to limit outdoor exposure and take extreme precautions if venturing outside is absolutely necessary. California's flooding crisis. While winter storms dominate the eastern two-thirds of the country, California has been battling its own severe weather crisis. The Golden State has been pummeled by atmospheric river events that have brought excessive rainfall and dangerous flooding conditions. Parts of Southern California have received between 4 and 8 inches of rain this week, far exceeding the typical half-inch to 1 inch normally seen this time of year. The National Weather Service issued a high-risk, excessive rainfall outlook, a rare and serious designation that indicates extreme impacts from flash flooding are expected. The consequences have been severe. At least 2 deaths may be related to the severe weather in California. Mudslides and debris flows have been reported across the region, with a section of California State Route 138 washing away completely near Wrightwood. Santa Barbara Airport was forced to close due to flooding on the airfield, grounding all commercial flights. The Sierra Nevada mountains have been experiencing their own extreme conditions, with winter storm warnings calling for 3 to 6 feet of snow on the western slopes. Travel delays and chain control requirements have been widespread, with officials warning of near whiteout conditions in mountain passes. And a considerable avalanche danger rating has been posted around Lake Tahoe. Current situation: Canada. Ontario bracing for extreme impact storm. Our Canadian neighbours are facing an equally dire situation, with Environment Canada upgrading their warnings to reflect what they're calling an extreme impact winter storm for Ontario. This rapidly intensifying low-pressure system is expected to bring a combination of hazards that weather officials rarely see all at once. Beginning late Sunday and continuing through Monday, Ontario residents should prepare for blizzard conditions with near-zero visibility, snowfall accumulations of 15 to 50 centimetres, that's 6 to 20 inches, wind gusts of 70 to 100 kilometres per hour, or about 43 to 62 miles per hour, and flash freezing conditions as temperatures plummet. Freezing rain accumulations of 10 to 20 millimetres are also expected. Environment Canada has set their impact level at extreme, the highest possible rating, with high confidence in their forecast. This storm has the potential to be one of the most significant weather events Ontario has experienced in recent years. Major population centres, including Toronto, Ottawa and surrounding regions, are all in the projected impact zone. A rainfall warning has been issued for the Toronto area, with total rain and freezing rain amounts expected to reach 20 to 40 millimetres. The frozen ground has a reduced ability to absorb this rainfall, increasing the risk of flooding and ice accumulation. Precipitation is expected to begin near midday Sunday and continue through Monday morning, with the heaviest rainfall Sunday afternoon and evening. Quebec is also under siege from this same system, with multiple weather warnings spanning the province. Freezing rain is the primary concern in many areas, creating extremely hazardous conditions on roads and walkways. The combination of rain falling on frozen surfaces and subsequent temperature drops is creating a recipe for dangerous ice build-up. Newfoundland and Labrador continue to battle a major winter storm in the Green Bay and White Bay regions. Heavy, wet snow, totaling 40 to 60 centimetres, has been falling, accompanied by winds gusting up to 110 kilometres per hour. These blizzard-like conditions are making travel extremely hazardous across the affected regions. Alberta and Saskatchewan are experiencing widespread weather advisories for blowing snow, poor visibility and dangerous driving conditions. Some regions are under outright blizzard warnings. The combination of fresh snowfall and powerful winds is creating ground blizzards, even in areas where new snow accumulation isn't particularly heavy. Manitoba has been dealing with similar conditions, with numerous highway closures reported across the province. The Trans-Canada Highway has experienced closures due to near-zero visibility in blowing snow. School divisions across southern Manitoba have closed schools as a safety precaution, including all schools in Winnipeg, a rare occurrence that underscores the severity of conditions. British Columbia's interior and mountain regions remain under winter weather alerts, with snow and difficult travel conditions expected to continue. The province's complex terrain creates localized areas of particularly challenging weather. The truly extreme conditions, however, are being experienced in Canada's Northern Territories. Parts of Yukon are under extreme cold warnings, with temperatures dropping to near -50 degrees Celsius, which is about -58 degrees Fahrenheit. The Dempster region is facing blizzard warnings with bitterly cold wind chills that could feel like -60 to -65 degrees Celsius. At these temperatures, exposed skin can freeze in less than 2 minutes. All right, let's dive into the 3-day forecast, folks. Monday, December 29th, 2025. Monday will be the peak day for dangerous conditions across the upper Midwest and Great Lakes. The low-pressure system will be tracking through the region, bringing the worst of the blizzard conditions during the day. Upper Midwest and Great Lakes. Blizzard conditions with snowfall rates potentially reaching 1 to 2 inches per hour at times. Wind gusts of 50 to 70 miles per hour will create near-zero visibility. Travel should be avoided entirely in affected areas. Power outages are likely due to the combination of heavy wet snow and strong winds. Northeast. Lingering effects from the weekend storm with icy conditions persisting. A brief warm-up is expected before another shot of cold air arrives by evening. Some locations may see temperatures briefly climb above freezing before plummeting again. Southern and central U.S. Record warmth continues across much of the region, with temperatures 15 to 30 degrees above average. This stark temperature contrast is fueling the intensity of the storm system to the north. Ontario. The storm system will be exiting the region, but dangerous conditions will persist. Flash freezing will occur as temperatures drop rapidly behind the system. Snow squalls will set up east of Lake Huron and Georgian Bay, potentially dumping an additional 10 to 20 centimeters of snow with gusty winds creating whiteout conditions. Tuesday, December 30th, 2025. Tuesday will see the storm system moving out of the Great Lakes, but its effects will linger. Great Lakes region. Significant lake effect snow will develop downwind of Lakes Erie and Ontario. Some locations could see an additional 6 to 12 inches of snow from intense lake effect snow bands. Temperatures will remain well below freezing. Northeast cold and blustery conditions with lake effect snow showers continuing in typical snowbelt areas. Wind chills will make it feel much colder than the actual temperature. Midwest. Arctic air will be firmly entrenched across the region. Temperatures will struggle to rise above zero in some northern locations. Wind chills of -20 to -30 degrees Fahrenheit will be common. Canada. Snow squalls will continue across Ontario, particularly southeast of Lake Huron and Georgian Bay. Quebec will see clearing conditions but extremely cold temperatures. The prairies will remain under the influence of Arctic air with dangerous wind chills. Wednesday, December 31st, 2025, New Year's Eve. Well, folks, New Year's Eve will bring a continuation of the cold pattern across much of the eastern half of North America. Over the eastern United States and Canada, a broad upper-level trough will keep cold air in place. Lake effect snow will continue in the traditional snow belt areas, but, intensity should decrease a bit. However, travelers heading out to New Year's Eve celebrations should be prepared for cold conditions and, potentially snow-covered roads. Out in the western United States, a new Pacific storm system will begin to approach the west coast, bringing the return of rain to coastal areas and mountain snow to the Cascades and Sierra Nevada. This system will arrive Thursday and Friday, bringing another round of wet weather to California and the Pacific Northwest. In the Midwest, temperatures will remain well below normal, but the dangerous wind chills should moderate slightly as winds decrease. Down in the southern United States, the warm pattern will finally start to break down as a cold front approaches from the northwest. Temperatures will still be above normal, but not as extreme as earlier in the week. Severe weather concerns. While winter weather dominates the current pattern, severe weather forecasters are monitoring the potential for strong to severe thunderstorms developing Sunday afternoon across the middle Mississippi Valley. There is some risk for a tornado or two across parts of central Illinois into north-central Indiana as the storm system tracks eastward. This is a reminder that winter storms can produce a variety of hazards beyond just snow and ice. The strong dynamics associated with this system create the potential for severe weather on the warm side of the front, even as blizzard conditions rage on the cold side. Critical safety information. Given the extreme and life-threatening nature of these weather conditions, here are some essential safety guidelines to keep in mind. For travel considerations, avoid all non-essential travel in areas under winter storm or blizzard warnings. If you must travel, make sure to pack a winter emergency kit, including blankets, food, water, a flashlight, and a phone charger. Tell someone your route and your expected arrival time. Keep your gas tank at least half full. Allow extra time and reduce speed in winter conditions. For cold weather safety, dress in layers with wind-resistant outer layers. Cover all exposed skin in extreme cold and limit time outdoors when wind chills are dangerous. Check on elderly neighbors and those without adequate heat. Bring pets indoors. If it's too cold for you, it's too cold for them. Never use generators, grills, or other fuel-burning devices indoors due to carbon monoxide danger. For power outage, preparedness. Charge all electronic devices. Have flashlights and batteries ready. Keep refrigerator and freezer doors closed. Have non-perishable food and bottled water available. Know where your manual can opener is located, and have a battery-powered or hand-crank radio for weather updates. For flooding safety, especially in California and affected areas, never drive through flooded roadways. Turn around, don't drown. Move to higher ground if flooding is imminent. Stay informed about flash flood warnings, have an evacuation plan, and keep important documents in waterproof containers. Conclusion. What we're witnessing across North America today is a powerful reminder of winter's potential severity. This is not a time for complacency. The combination of heavy snow, dangerous ice, extreme cold and strong winds creates a truly hazardous situation across vast portions of the United States and Canada. If you're in an affected area, please take these warnings seriously. Listen to local officials, avoid unnecessary travel, and take all appropriate precautions to protect yourself and your family. This storm system will pass, but it's crucial that everyone stays safe while these dangerous conditions persist. For those celebrating the end of 2025 and preparing to ring in the new year, please factor weather conditions into your plans. If you're traveling for New Year's Eve celebrations, leave early, allow extra time, and be prepared for winter weather conditions. We'll continue to monitor this situation closely and provide updates as the conditions evolve. Make sure to follow Sky Alert USA for the latest weather information, warnings, and forecasts.